I'm going to tell you a story about gift giving and receiving. So when I finish the story, I will ask you who was giving and who was receiving. And then I'll give a Devar Torah, the theme of which will be giving and receiving gifts. Once upon a time, there was a childless couple. They were farmers. One spring, they were planting, and as they scattered their seeds, birds kept swooping down and gobbling up the seeds. Finally, they had one sack of seeds left, and the husband said to the wife, "We are just going to have to wait those birds out. Eventually, they'll leave. We'll hold on to our sack of seeds. We will not plant them now." And a great crow swooped down and surprised the farming couple and said, "Oh, no, please. We need the seeds to survive. We need that energy. In the early spring, it's so hard to find enough to eat. I promise, if you scatter your seeds, we will return your gift eightfold." So the poor people accepted this proposal. They scattered the final bag of seeds. The birds gobbled it up, and then the crow returned to them and said, "Now you must follow my instructions exactly. Take your cow, slaughter it, and take the horns, the hooves, the feet, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, and the stomach. Sew them all up in the gut, 8 organs, and then invite your friends over to feast on the cow. And then in the morning, when you hear the cock crow, then and only then can you open up this cow stuff." Well, it was their only cow, and as you know, they had scattered all their seeds for the birds, so this was a great risk. But they slaughtered the cow, they invited their friends to feast, they followed the instructions of the crow, they sewed all these parts into the guts of the cow, they lay down for the night, and around about midnight, a great wind came blowing through the house. Something unearthly was about this wind. They became as quiet as mice who have smelled a cat. And then they started to hear sounds from inside the cow guts. "Move over, horns, you're poking me. Oh, hooves, you're always stepping on things. Get out of my way. Stomach, you take up way too much room." They were terrified and confused, but they followed the crow's instructions, and in the morning, as soon as they heard the cock crow, the husband took his knife, he sliced it open, and out came 8 beautiful toddlers. Now, they were thrilled to have 8 children after years of being a childless couple. And remember, they are farmers, and there's a lot of work to go around, so this is very good. Until the children started to speak. And what do you think these toddlers asked for first? They were hungry. The husband and wife began to cry with despair. Had they been gifted with children only to watch them starve? But the magical crow returned again. And this time the crow said, "You can feed your children." "What?" said the farmer. "We have nothing left. We've given it all away to friends for a feast and to you and your brothers to eat." "Here's what you do," said the crow. "Take all the dung left over from the cow and put it in your field, and you'll see something happen." Well, lo and behold, a magical tree sprung up just like that, filled with fruit to feed the children. The crow said something important about this fruit. He said, "You may eat this fruit, but you must spit out every seed into the field for me and my brothers and sisters to eat." And so that is what the farmer did. And not only was there enough fruit and enough seeds to provide for the needs of the farmer and his family and all of the birds that ate the seeds, but the extra seeds started to sprout too. And before you knew it, the farmer and his family had an orchard that sustained them and those in their village in need for many long years. Okay, so I asked you to pay attention. Who is giving gifts and who is receiving gifts in various parts of the story? What would you like to share with the room? David? Yeah, the crow was giving the gift of advice, right? Any other gifts giving or receiving? The farmer was giving, right? The farmer gave seeds, the farmer gave the cow, but the farmer was also Receiving. The farmer and his wife received gifts of children and gifts of an orchard. Maybe the gift of faith. And the crows received also. It was this beautiful, complex system of giving and receiving. Yes? The cow was giving. Yeah, I think the cow's the only one who maybe didn't get a gift in return. And the farmer's family was able to share with friends. Yes. Humanity got the recipe for haggis. Haggis. Oh yes. Oh no. But Mother Earth received a gift, right? The dung in the field and the seeds being scattered and harmony between the birds and the humans. Yes. The gift of trust. The birds and the humans became a community that helped one another, right? And the farmer and his wife had trust that if we give, we will also receive. Okay, now comes the sermon. We have the story today of Aaron and his sons being ordained as priests. Ordinarily, whose job is it to conduct ritual matters for the community? The priests, but they can't ordain themselves. The gift givers, the ones who bestow blessing on the community, are in a position of needing to receive. Now, we still have remnants of the priests bestowing gifts on the congregation. We don't do it here, but there is a practice called duchening, where live long and prosper, where the priests come up on the bima. In some communities, it is every day. In many American communities, it's only on the pilgrimage festivals and Yom Kippur that the priests come up on the bima and collectively bless the congregation. And some people object to this custom because they say it's so passive. Why should they be the ones to give a gift? Why should they be distinguished? But here's the thing. If you've ever actually seen the ritual, the priests are not the first ones to speak. The person who was chosen to lead Musaf, the shliach or shlichat tzibur, leads the priests. So the prayer leader says, Yivarechecha, and all the priests then repeat, Yivarechecha. Who is receiving the blessing first? The priests are receiving it from the shliach tzibur, or the shlichat tzibur, before they then bestow the gift back, including to the shliach or shlichat tzibur, and the gift goes back and forth. We have periods of time when we are the givers, and we have periods of time when we are the receivers. The Kli Yakar says, there is no comparison between one who pours from a full saturated vessel and one who pours from an empty vessel. We take turns filling up each other's cups, and the beautiful thing about community is it goes around and around. That's the power of living in a community like Beth Torah. We bestow and accept blessings from one another. Even Aaron, the great Aaron, and his sons had a moment in their ordination when they were allowing someone else to bless them. So if you're a person who prefers to give blessings by taking care of others, share the gift of letting someone give a blessing to you. Shabbat Shalom. Yes. Says the Levite points out. So for those listening at home who couldn't hear, Paul Yute, who you are a Levite, yes, he said not only that, but before the priests go up, there is hand and foot washing that the Levites do for the Kohanim as a gift of preparation for the congregation, and the Kohen then turns around and blesses the Levi as part of the community.